welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be taking a look at how I made this EVA foam samurai helmet. This was a commission for a customer, obviously, and I've actually never worked with EVA foam. If you're familiar with the channel, I don't really do EVA foam. I've only done it once when I was in school. I made an EVA foam helmet, and that was about it. And then I worked with, if you remember the video from some time ago, I had the EVA foam clay that I worked with. And I haven't done much with that. I do have plans for it, but, you know, other than that, I haven't really worked with it. So this is something that, and obviously because it's commissioned, it's something I want to be very delicate and very careful with. And so I looked up videos for tutorials and how to do templates and registration marks. But yeah, this video just kind of show my journey, and hopefully y'all can kind of see my mistakes and maybe learn from that. And so let's get right to it. Now this next part is just going to be showing off all the materials that I kind of just used right off the bat. So let's get right to it. So starting off, I used a variety of basic templates I already made, plus some cutters, EVA foam, and then the baseball cap you see I was going to use as like a base to kind of build upon it, or at least use as a way to kind of put the helmet on easily. So here I used the templates I made to kind of draw out and cut out the shapes. Now I tried doing like the beach volleyball method, where I was using kind of like, you know, rounded triangles to see if I can make like a rounded, you know, a rounded cap. But that ended up not working out, and as you'll see later, I ended up using a different template. But here's just kind of showing the process of that, of just like drawing it out. And if you have like a silver marker, use that so you can see the marks, but then just cutting it out. And after cutting out all the pieces, we now have all the pieces we'll need to sand down and glue together. So let's get right to that. Now again, this part is just a sanding down to make everything sort of even and easier to kind of glue together, you know, that way things aren't as wobbly. But you know, with my shaky hand, obviously it's not perfect, but I got it to where it could. So let's just watch this process play out. After I sanded everything down, I used a heat gun so that I could shape all the pieces to a direction that I wanted. And I soon found out that that the headpiece shapes were kind of gonna give me trouble, but I still tried to shape them down in a way where I could kind of glue them and they'll curve into sort of what I was hoping would be a cap. And so yeah, that was basically the process. Once I was done shaping everything, I would take some spray adhesive, and I would basically, now I think the best one to use is contact cement, but I was just kind of in a rush, so I just grabbed some spray adhesive and I just spray the sides, let them dry out. I probably should let them dry a little longer here, but just let them dry out a bit so they get tacky, and then put them together. And again, this is where I started to figure out that the cap that I made probably wasn't going to work the way I thought. So going back to the drawing board, I made these new designs, and I found that this would work better for like the helmet design I was going for, and these side pieces to kind of go next to it. Now the side pieces end up being way bigger than I was hoping they are. Again, I'm still very new to this patterning, but once I heated them, shaped them, I glued them together, and now we have a design. And after assembling the piece, I brought it back to my desk and used air dry foam clay so that I could patch it up, as well as add new pieces like something to go to with the crown, and to put some kind of trims around certain pieces like the back, I don't even know what you call it, like the back plates, as well as those side fins that come out. But here you can see, again, I'm just patching it up. I also put a wire behind the big crest, because or the crown or whatever, because it was very floppy and I wanted there to be some stability. It doesn't look great when you look behind, but it still works. And if it didn't really make sense before, here I'm kind of showing you what I mean, is that I'm making this like trim or however, just kind of to give it more that, you know, just how like those samurai helmets look. and I take a X-Acto knife and I start to cut them so that they could be a little more even and look a little nicer. And then I just took a rotary tool, or not a rotary tool, how do you say? You'll see in a second, I'll take one of these and I'll start kind of sanding it down so that it could, I was attempting to make it look nicer, although I feel like it gave it this rough texture I wasn't really going for, but again, it still turned out pretty cool. And once I finish up all the tiny details and patchwork, I take some Plastidip, as you can see right here. It's black Plastidip, and I just spray on a few coats so that it can seal up the clay and keep it, you know, from drying up, as well as making it easier to put on paint. So the first layer I spray is a black primer, which seems redundant, but it does help even out the color and make it look nice and ready for painting. After it's primed, I begin painting the trim with white, and basically I'm gonna do highlights as the trim with the white, and then I paint the crown white, and that's basically gonna be the paint job. The person who commissioned me, he wanted it to be mostly black, and I advised that maybe we could add an extra color, and so he wanted to do white, and so we have, like, you know, I tried putting as much white as possible while still keeping the mostly black design, and it ended up working out really nicely. As you can see, I'm painting the crest right here white, and once I finished that, because the crests were very big, I actually took some tape, kind of taped off some of the helmet and just spray painted the crest white to make it easier. And after I finished painting it, I put on a matte finish, sealed it, and now we have our final design. Let's take a look at some final shots. Thank y'all for watching the video. I know I've been gone for a little while, but I do have some projects planned. I have another video coming out later this week, so keep in tune for that. And this Friday, I have another video coming out, and hopefully I'll have another project done soon, which means hopefully I'll have another video coming out as well, like later down the line. So just keep track with the channel. I am trying to be consistent, but it's obviously hard, well, with, you know, life and making these things isn't, you know, easy. But regardless, you know, I do have some content planned pretty soon, so keep track of that. And yeah, keep track of my social media. I have Giovanni Arts Collectibles on Instagram, so follow me there. If you want to see, you know, my art, you know, mostly my art is what I post now, but every once in a while I post my collection. So yeah, just keep track of that. And again, thank y'all for watching the video, and y'all have a great day. Bye.